All right, and the guitar player does not get a microphone this morning. Curtis, what's going on here?
He's having one of those mornings.
I'm in stereo.
Nothing's really working for him, but he chimes in. He speaks more with his guitar. You might hear a little,
If he needs to speak, just wave your hand, man.
All right.
we got the Last Goodnight here. Curtis, the singer, Mike, the guitar player, who you will not be hearing from, and Eli, the keyboard player.
Lying.
There he is. Where are the other members? You got 2 more members, right?
They're sleeping.
We got 8 more. We kind of rotate depending on.
We actually have 3 more.
I see.
3 more members. Half the guys, we're the lucky ones that get to get up early and do promo, and they get to sleep till like 2 o'clock until sound check. Today's a day off, so there's no show tonight.
They're really not the important ones, is what you're trying to say.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not important, not good looking.
It sounds better if you say it.
Yeah. Let's start with the beginning of you guys, because you're from Connecticut, but the band had a different name. I guess, Curtis, kind of take us through it, because the stages have been a little strange, right?
Yeah, I mean...
I mean, maybe not strange.
Yeah, they were definitely strange. I mean, Mike and I started the band back in high school. We met at a high school party. There was one guitar, and we were both like, we didn't know each other could play, and we were like going back and forth, like, taking like requests from a bunch of girls, and we were trying to impress girls. The whole thing was about that.
That's what it's all.
And then finally we decided to get together like a week later. We started the band. We named it Renata, R-E-N-A-T-A, and it like through the years, like people called us Ricotta, Ramada, Ratata by accident. Like people thought it was like a brand of cheese. And
are you Italian? Is the question?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, and so it was kind of horrible. We were just like, let's change the band name, and the evolution of the music was always growing too, and it was just, I don't know, it was like we met Eli. He was the last addition to the band. We met him in a studio in Los Angeles. DJ Lethal co-produced some stuff on the record, and he was working with DJ Lethal.
This guy like a caveman evolving to like a modern human.
Yeah, I knew the guitar player talk.
Yeah.
The evolution.
The evolution. Yeah.
And a lot of keyboard players in rock bands, they don't rock, man, but you rock.
I try.
I was watching you, in here warming up and getting ready to play. Is it? I mean, it's got to be a little different playing keyboards. And do you play any other instruments?
I play some drums, but keyboard's my thing.
That's where the chicks are at.
Not really. I'm trying to change that though.
There you go.
Guitar is where the chicks are at.
It changed the vibe. So Renata to the Last Goodnight. How did the names come about? Where do they stem from?
With the Last Goodnight, we went through like a bunch of different names, and we couldn't agree on anything. And finally, just going through the lyrics of Poison Kiss, once we decided to title the record with that song, the chorus lyric, the hook is the Last Goodnight.
And that
is in there. So yeah, we all agreed on it, and we went with it.
Very cool. By the way, Poison Kiss, the album of The Last Goodnight in stores. Pictures of You we're going to hear in a little bit, the big single, and then the new single we're going to play called Stay Beautiful. The writing of the music. Who's involved? Where does it come from?
We all write, musically. I write all the lyrics and the melodies, and that comes from just like, personal things that like I'm influenced by and inspired by. Eli really he makes like all the arrangements and all the really like big like string sort of orchestral parts happen, and Mike just does his thing.
And Mike stands in the back. And
what do you do, Mike? How do you write? I kind of want to get to know you a little more.
Just kind of shred it, It's all like shred.
You gonna shred the acoustic guitar this morning?
Oh yeah, man.
All right, Eli. I guess what Curtis is speaking of about writing the big arrangements and stuff. Pictures of You is kind of like, I feel like an orchestral thing going on there. Did you wrote the music to that song?
Well, like I did, strings and stuff like that. Made it epic.
It is. That's what I'm telling you, man. It's going to be like Stairway. It's this close. Let's get into the signing, because as you were saying, you met Curtis, the vocalist here. You met Eli out in California in a studio in L.A. Now you're from Connecticut, so you're out in L.A. The band is Renata, and now some guy spots you. Right, I'm reading here. By the way, thank God for Wikipedia. I got all the info. Jeff Blue. Right, some guy spots you in.
Legend.
Yeah, what
Yes.
went on there? Tell me about that.
Yeah, he was working for Sony at the time, and he came out to a show. We were playing at the Whiskey a Go Go on Sunset.
That's
in LA.
famous.
Yeah, it's
I don't
totally
mean to
famous.
cut you off, but
Guns
that's
N'
like
Roses
Motley
and,
Crue. The whole they all
exactly.
partied there.
And we're the Motley Crue of pop, so it works, And Jeff saw us there. He called us up into his office the next day, and we basically signed to his production company, and we just started like developing with him, and we started cutting demos for like a year and a half, and it was during that process that I met Eli, and then me and Eli started working together, and me and Eli wrote like Poison Kiss, the title track off the record, within like 5 minutes. Like, it was just like spontaneous, and then I don't know, I was like, man, you gotta join the band, and like weeks went by, and we like, you know, we kept working on the song, just making it better, and he was finally like, I don't know.
I was like, why would someone want to join a band?
Yeah, he was like, you know, he's getting ready for the next round of American Idol tryouts.
Yeah.
No, that you say that jokingly. Were you really going to try out for American Idol?
No.
Oh, because guys do that. I mean, you got guys from rock bands all the time that try out and they get in the top 12. So,
No. Not happening.
So I guess you guys, I mean, what about that? Reality shows and singing and band reality shows to begin with, not your deal. Do you guys get to watch it? Are you into it at all? It doesn't sound like it.
I wasn't into it until I made money off of it.
Well, let's hear it. Tell me. How do I make money off it?
Well, we actually toured with Elliot Yamin.
Yeah, Elliot's a good friend.
There
of
you
ours.
go.
Elliot's a good friend of
And I
ours.
wrote a couple tracks with him on his record.
All right. Very
We
good.
love American Idol now.
I still can't stand watching the show, to be honest with you. But
Really? You're not a
yeah,
fan?
No, I just can't. I don't know. It's like so I don't know. I don't think music is something you can be like judged on. It's,
All right.
It's like it's inside you, man. You know.
There you
I
go.
can't listen to like, you know, like Simon tell me what's good and what's not.
Curtis is a poet.
Yeah.
Inside, deep down, he is a
Yeah.
poet. So we got the Last Goodnight here in studio. We're going to hear the new single, Stay Beautiful, in just a little bit. You guys are, I mean, you said you were on tour with Elliot. I mean, now you're doing your own thing. You got like a headline thing going on.
Yep.
Where have we been? Where are we going next? What's the schedule?
We've been doing everything. We've finished this little, it's like a Northeast sort of headlining tour that we're on. This brings us down to Orlando, Florida. We do 4 shows in Disney World. It's grad nights. We play for like 20,000 seniors, 4 different nights with Red Jumpsuit Apparatus and Neo. And then from there we fly to Australia for 2 weeks. And we come back and we do some West Coast stuff.
That's cool. If you need someone to
so-
carry your bags, I'm definitely.
We do.
That is
You
awesome.
can carry me, actually.
You guys party a lot. I mean, you know, you don't have to tell me how much.
Party? What's that?
I see it in your eyes, Eli. I can see. You don't have to tell us, you know, how much you drink a night or how much. But I mean, you guys are like. I mean, you have a good time with this. I mean, after the show,
We try to, unless we have to wake up at 5 the next
Yeah.
day. You know.
We have fun.
Little behind
When
the
we can.
scenes. Give us something you could say on radio. Give me a wild night you spent somewhere.
Can't say that on radio.
Some crazy town. The keyboard player was a big hit. Come on, Curtis.
Oh,
What's the
man.
craziest
He's always
thing?
a big hit.
No, I don't think there's ever been a town that's the case. Somewhere deep in the
It's always
North-
Leaf,
North Canada.
Yeah, the bass
Northern-
player and the drummer don't get to come to these things. I don't understand. So what is the craziest thing any of you have ever had happen to you on stage? Any issues? You know, your mic wasn't working, your keyboard wasn't
I
working.
jumped on my keyboard, and I fell to the ground because the stand collapsed. Like in
and
mid-set.
still kept playing the keyboard
Yeah,
on the
on the
ground.
floor, yeah.
It still
What would
worked.
make you jump on the keyboard to begin with?
It's my finishing move.
I see. It's like throwing the drumsticks into the audience.
He throws himself on
Did you
his
do it last
keyboard.
night?
Hopes it doesn't break.
We got the new single, Stay Beautiful. We're going to hear it right now. Curtis, the inspiration. This is kind of a cool... Now, I hate to compare you to bands that are out right now, because you are your own band. But when I first heard the song, I was really into it. I'm like, this is like Coldplay and Maroon 5, and you swirl it up, and it's got this sort of feel. I mean, am I on the right track a little bit?
Yeah, totally. Yeah,
Right?
I mean, I love Coldplay. I love Maroon 5.
And we're the
And
inspiration.
I love One Republic. for
We're-
all the artists out on the radio right now that are amazing.
How'd the song get written? Where'd the inspiration for the song come from?
The song's really about just a sort of a one-night stand that became something a little bit more long-term.
All right.
And that's really it.
We appreciate it. Curtis, Mike, Eli, The Last Goodnight. Nothing but the best. You already got one huge hit. Stay Beautiful will be another one, and you guys are on your way. We thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks.